With it being that time of the year, we finally in spooky season. Let me get into one of the only superhero / horror movies out there, bro. And that's Brightburn. James Gunn, he always make classics. I know he didn't make this by himself, but he was one of the hands in the kitchen making shit happen. So let's get into it. It starts off with, oh, dude, he trying to drop D off on old Shotty, you know. Girl, you gonna think I invented sex. About to go crazy. And then out of nowhere, boom. That, you know what? This shit had me shocked as hell, bro. Once I heard that boom, that shit had me shook. Not gonna lie, they low-key got me with that jump scare, the way that shit landed. I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
What is that?
And then we cut to this found footage of the kid who landed on the planet as a baby.
Hello, how are you?
Look at you, you're all sitting up.
Look at that big smile.
They named him Brandon. We just watched how he grew up. And then we moved to the scene where she playing hide and seek with the nigga. And then they try jumping another jump scare.
Ah, you totally got me. You are getting too big for this.
I already knew it was coming, but damn, that not gonna lie, this shit low-key had me too a little bit. It didn't have me as the first one. The first one, I knew the first one was gonna come too, cause I'm like, they all quiet. I already know a jump scare gonna happen. But that shit still got me. I don't know why. But, you know, well, we're teeing up. We getting into these horror movies. We just see how they bond as a family. They all grouped up together and shit. And what a wholesome and beautiful looking family. Surely nothing corrupt and evil will come from this family, right?
With some waffles?
Yeah, sounds good. You're making waffles?
Yeah, I'm making waffles.
Ooh, what about some bacon?
We cut to Brandon at school with it. And we see the teacher, and I'm like, damn, how come I never had no teacher like this as a kid, bruh. Our teachers was looking all types of old as shit and goblin looking and shit. These new generation kids get into the Melf Snow Bunny looking teachers and shit. They got the bad joint teachers. But she was asking a question about what's the difference between wasp and bees.
Can anyone tell me any differences between them? Mr. Breyer?
Bees are pollinators and wasps are predators.
And he basically said that wasps are predators and bees are some pussies for real. And the wasps, they be feeding their child's maggots, and then the other fat kid, he talking about maggots. You must be one. Everybody started laughing like, that lame ass joke. What the fuck? If I was Brandon, I would have stayed 10 toes down, and I would have told Royce to shut his fat ass up. And that's why them chair legs is trembling and struggling to hold your Twinkie big back ass up, nigga. Now drop and give me 50. And this girl, Kaylin, was like, hey, don't worry. You know, smart people are always the most successful in life. You know, out of nowhere one night, Brandon was having a seizure with it. He was tweaking the fuck out in bed, and then boom, that shit was drawing him to it. And then his mom was like, what the fuck going on outside? She checked outside. At first, she thought it was nothing. Boom, flash. That nigga had super speed with it. And she checked and like, what the fuck going on? And then she seen that this nigga was tweaking the fuck out, just tugging away at the storage area at the barn. Cause she hid the ship in there. So he was tugging away, speaking these alien languages and shit. Tweaking the fuck out. And she was like, oh, what the fuck? I'm like, damn, while I was watching, I'm like, bro, bitch, you better not touch this nigga. You better not touch this little nigga. He gonna fuck around, throw you into the sun type shit. She was able to touch the nigga. He got out the little trance he was in that the spaceship put him in.
Hey, it's me. It's Mom. Mom.
You're all right. You're all right. You're all right. You were sleepwalking, I think.
Then the dad pulled through, and her capping ass was lying about what happened to him. She's saying that, oh, it was nothing. He just sleepwalked downstairs, knowing damn well this nigga was fucking in a trance. He went all the way to the fucking barn with it and speaking all these weird-ass alien languages. But she went a cab with it. The next day, he was trying to cut the grass with the lawnmower. He was trying to get that joint started. But then, out of nowhere, he just flew that bitch in the sky. Threw that joint like a whole football to a whole another area on the field. And then he went over to it, looking at the repellers and shit. He was putting his hands in the repellers, and that shit ain't do shit to him. And he was like, oh shit, I got that power now. But like, imagine if he only had super strength, but he didn't have, for example, like Spider-Man. Like, imagine if he had super strength, but he ain't had like the ability to withstand those repellers. That nigga would have been fucked. But once he knew he had powers, the power trip that he got was insane. Then they had this birthday party at this little restaurant where Caitlin's mom works at.
It's for little kids. Oh, come on, make a wish.
At this birthday party, Unc Matt Jones gave this little nigga Brandon a gun. He was excited as shit to get the gun, but his father was like, hell nah, he ain't getting no gun. He only 12 years old.
No. No guns. So you were still a child.
Listen to your father.
And Brandon want to throw a little hissy fit. He's like, no, Dad, I want to pop niggas. I want to pop everybody. He like, oh, hold up. What the fuck going on, bro? Like, he like, why you giving this little man a gun? Like, and then he's still throwing a little hissy fit. He lucky the granddad from Boondocks ain't there to, give Belt the ass. Because if he was there, none of this hissy fit shit would be going on for real. But yeah. Give this nigga the school shooter badge. Everybody was being nosy, staring at this nigga too. Look at Caitlin's mom. She like, oh my God, this nigga need an ass whoop. Then we cut to this nigga eating breakfast. It was a chill little breakfast morning. And his dad noticed something. He like, what the fuck you doing over there? The nigga was chopping on the fork. He was eating on the fork. He's like, what the fuck, bro? You know how much these utensils cost, nigga? He wasn't even questioning how he was able to eat on the fork. He was like, nigga, these shits cost some money. I ain't sure what the fuck you doing, bro. Then they parents got a little nosy. They started looking through his stuff. They saw some images of like, oh.
Guess who knew this day was coming?
Is this what this little boy you see starting to jack his meat off to these images now? He turned 12. He's starting to do this now? That's crazy. But then they see some weird shit of some guts and all that, some like digestive systems, and he's like, whoa.
Is this like a guy thing?
No, that's not any guy thing I know.
Time to explain the birds and the bees to this little boy. He had the most awkwardest conversation with this nigga. Like, on a scale to 1 to 10, he got a -20.
You are becoming a young man. Your body's changing.
Okay.
It was okay to touch it or play with it.
With what?
And after he heard this conversation, he even decided to be a little weird-ass creep. A little weird-ass creep stalker. He got inside Caitlin's room, started looking at her and shit, messing with her computer and shit, on some creep-ass weird shit. Called her mom, but then he fled the scene with it.
What's wrong? What's there? Great.
Went back to his little campsite. Then he just kept up in the weirdness. He was staring at these chickens. His dad was like, what the fuck you doing out here 10 p.m. staring at these chickens? I could just cook you some chicken nuggets inside. Just don't bother the utensils this time.
Are you all right, buddy?
Think so.
Come on, man. Let's get inside.
Then his dad's sleeping. He hears some noises. He wakes up. He see all the chickens done got fucked the fuck up. You feel me? The door was locked. Everything was locked, so it couldn't have been no wolf. A wolf ain't pulling no door open and fucking these chickens up. So he's like, hey, honey, this kid, we gotta remember, he came from outer space. He's an alien, so he low-key could be fucked up in the brain type shit. So I think he could have opened his door, fucked these chickens up. I saw this nigga biting and twisting on the utensils, and he has never blood a day in his life. So we gotta take that all into account. You steady kept trying to deny shit, saying he just a 12-year-old. Bruh, this nigga came from outer space. You gonna keep denying it? This shit gonna come back in your face.
Babe, a wolf can't do this.
12-year-old son can.
So you can't explain it either.
Next day, he on even more devious activities. They was doing this little trust fall shit. Caitlin was like, oh no, this nigga a weird-ass creep. A weird-ass stalking-ass creep. Let that nigga fall during the trust fall. That nigga got pissed. So guess what? The teacher was like, nah, Caitlin, you can't be doing that. You gotta pick that nigga up. Thinking all shit was gonna be normal. She tried picking that nigga up out of force. And that nigga fucking annihilated her fucking arm. Straight annihilated. Turned that shit into a fuck. He squeezed the fuck out of that shit. He was trying to squeeze some juice out that motherfucker. Like, God damn, that's tough, bro. This scene had me feeling my arm and everything, bro. I'm about to see Terrifier soon. That shit about to have me fucked up. But yeah, of course, Caitlin's mom's pissed the fuck off. She was like, bro, when the fuck are you gonna take this nigga to jail? So this, I had the nigga in jail for life and all that shit. And the officer was like, he just a little kid. It's all a little good. He gonna grow up. He gonna stop doing it. Little do they know, they was absolutely not right.
Do you even know who his real mother is?
I'm his real mother. Sorry about your daughter.
Then as they was leaving, the little kid was eyeing her like, oh, yeah, you gonna be my next victim. No cap. This alien ship keep calling this nigga over to it like, oh, you wanna come to your ass over here. So the alien ship called him over there. He started floating, but it looked like some fucking demonic shit. Not some Superman shit. But then she got over there, he fell down, and we finally see him bleeding for the first time, letting us know what his weaknesses. And I guess the metal or the material from his planet is his weakness. So if, let's say, some type of Batman from this world was like, oh, this nigga need to go down, you gonna have to get that ship and make an armor out of it or some shit like that.
It got me.
His mom was giving this inspirational speech like, oh, you're meant to grow up and do some big things, inspire hope to all the people, save everybody. But no, this nigga is not Superman. He's a demon. He went crazy. He was like, oh, hell no, you lied to me? He went inside the house, started smacking everything everywhere, started having a whole temper tantrum.
Found it. He found it.
This nigga is not Superman, bro. This nigga was not raised to be a hopeful figure. He's the opposite of that. And then we have this shot with him just shooting lasers at the cameraman. RP the cameraman. This nigga want to be on some stalker shit again. He go inside Caitlin room saying, I'm going to take care of your mom right quick. Caitlin like, oh my God, this nigga about to put your mom in a pack. That's tough.
My mom told me not to talk to you.
I'm gonna take care of that.
So we already knew Caitlin's mom was down bad. She in a restaurant alone with it too. Man, that's tough. She doing her closing shift. And she look at the windows. She see Brandon doing this little edgelord type of signature on the windows and shit. And then she just moving around like, oh my God. Oh my God. And then out of nowhere, the glass just breaks, fall into her fucking eye. And when I seen this scene had me itching too, bro. This scene had me filling up on my eye and shit. I'm like, oh my God. This is just the most, like, craziest scene to look at. Cause, like, I can't even imagine a glass being stuck in my eye like that. Like, oh, the top of pain. Oh, I would be, oh my goodness. Fucking horrible, fucking horrible, fucking horrible. He was just toying with her. He could just easily kill her. He was just toying with her, playing games with her. She locked herself inside this little freezer shit. But he lasers through that shit, opens up. And he stares there for a little second, just trying to look all tough and shit. Then boom, jump on her ass. Fucked her ass up.
Morning.
You know you're gonna be late for school.
I was just up in my room, thinking
Thinking about what?
just about everything. It's totally cool. I feel good.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way, buddy. Grab a seat, you know?
Next day, officers go to the scene. They see what happened. Like, damn, what the fuck done happened to her? But then this nigga was trying to make love to the glass. Looked like he was trying to fuck the glass. He huffed and puffed on it. And seen this little edgelord symbol. Like, oh my God, what this symbol is. The next day, his mom sent him to counseling with his aunt. And he was talking all this, I don't give a fuck because I'm a superior being. But she was saying, do you feel bad what you did to Caitlin? And he was like, sometimes people deserve bad things to happen to them. And the aunt was like, oh my God, this nigga down bad. This nigga gonna fucking become a terrorist out this bitch. What the fuck? The dad was chilling with his pals and shit. Then his mom, she got him some Chinese. You got the best mom. She going out her way to get you some, some food for the night. She got you some Chinese. You could be eating on some Chinese, but he out here doing some fuck shit.
I'm home. I got sesame chicken. Brandon.
He trying to mess with the counselor because he don't want the counselor to tell the sheriff what he been up to and shit. So he was just toying around with her around the house, peering through the windows and shit, messing with the lights and all that. And then he finally comes to the door looking all normal like, oh, I can't have you go to the sheriff. I can't have you send that information to the sheriff. And she was like, hey, this is my job to do it. I can't, like, nothing I can do. This is my job, you feel me? I can't get fired out here on these streets, you feel me? But he was like, nah, I can't have you do that, or bad things will happen to you. He was trying to insinuate that he was going to do bad things to her if she followed up and did her job. So that's tough. And they eventually ended the conversation and said, nah, you need to go back home. It's inappropriate for you to be here at this time at my crib. So she just went back. The stupid thing about this is that she went back to sleep. Without even telling her sister that your adopted son was at my crib out in the middle of the fucking night. Like, what the fuck? You ain't gonna tell your sister that? Like, he could be walking home. Like, imagine if he wasn't superpowered. He could be walking home alone. And you ain't gonna tell nobody? Like, what the hell? Like, that's crazy. And you ain't even gonna text us or call her or some shit like that? Crazy work. But eventually, Unc Matt put up to the crib. He was getting ready to, relax, take a little shower, all that. But guess what? He went inside the closet and he seen this nigga Brandon in a mask looking all weird. He stalking. He got inside the house while she's sleeping and shit. He's like, oh, hell no, bro. I'm going to take you back to your parents' crib. You getting the ass whooping, bro. He opened up the door like, get in that car now. Then he went back over there. That nigga disappeared. He came back. Boom, lasered that nigga to the garage. He was like, oh, fuck no. This nigga weird as shit. I'm about to leave. He got inside the car. Fuck his girl. I'm leaving. Every man for theyself. I don't know where the fuck he was even driving to. He left his girl at the crib. Maybe he was driving to his parents' crib.
What the fuck?
But as he was driving, this nigga was flying through his fucking window. Then, of course, this nigga car stopped. Every time he turned the light on and off, he just kept coming closer to the car. And you could just feel it like, oh, fuck no. He was like, oh, nope. This nigga picked the car up and just threw it to the fucking ground. And this nigga jaw got crushed the fuck up. Now, this movie went crazy with the gore scenes. He was trying to hold his jaw up and shit, bruh. He couldn't even hold his jaw up. His jaw was falling off. That shit was fucking crazy, bruh. Some shit straight out of Mortal Kombat. And you already know he can't flee the scene without drawing his little symbol and shit.
And we still haven't seen him. To go after school, I'm obviously rambling because I'm freaking out, so just please call me back. Thank you.
Then he finally got back home to the crib and straight up Bodaz lied to his parents saying he was playing soccer. Skins versus shirts. That's the reason why he got his shirt off and shit. Straight capping about murdering niggas. Then his dad had this little dream of when he first landed and the baby just shot at this man. That shit low-key had me a little bit too, not gonna lie. But you know what? These horror movies ain't nothing to me for real. Ain't no horror movie gonna have me out of control and shit, bruh. It did have a little bit, but it wasn't no OD type jump, though. It was like, oh, okay, that was a good little. But in my opinion, though, horror games have been better, more scarier than horror movies. I don't know. It's kind of like, because you can expect when a jump is going to happen in a movie. I don't know. In the game, it's like, it feels more unpredictable. But after that dream, his dad was like, oh, hell no, I didn't confront this nigga.
Huh?
They said that his face is...
Do they know what happened?
I think that he swerved. Is it not hit deer? And was he drinking?
He just had like 2 or 3 drinks.
How's Brandon? Did he get home okay? Came over and I just didn't remember when he left.
Left you?
Plus, they told him that his uncle died, and he was like, okay, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to just continue eating my cereal. And the way that he reacted to the situation had his dad feeling like, bro, I can't stand this little ass kid no more, bro. We raised him, but now you acting like a piece of shit now. So I'm going to have to put my hands on you, see what it's about. But that nigga just put that nigga to the wall with it. God damn.
Brandon, you need to go to your room. Just go to your room. Are you all right?
He's hiding that fucking shoe for some reason.
His dad got a little nose. He snuck in his little room. Seen what he was hiding. He seen the blood on the clothes. And as soon as this nigga get out the shower, I wonder if this nigga got x-ray vision. He probably known the whole fucking time what he was holding in his hands. He tried to finesse his way out of it, try to fake saying he's sorry, really knowing that he ain't really sorry. Then he took his mom to a little private room. He was like, hey, this nigga can't be trusted. We gotta look at all the evidence. The nigga fucked up the little girl arm. You feel me? He got blood on his clothes. You feel me? You see how you be pushing me around? You know what I mean? Like, he fucked up. He definitely fucked up them chickens. Come on, you gotta stop denying it. But guess what? She kept denying it. The facts was there, but she kept denying it. She kept denying it, bro. But she's fucking around and she gonna find out. That's it, bro. That's what I'm saying.
You gotta be with me on this.
Never turn against our son.
He's not our son! How dare you?
He'd even cut to the cops seeing the Brandon edgelord symbols. Then this nigga was like, you know what, baby? I'm sorry for saying all this. You know what? I'm gonna take Brandon to the forest. We just gonna have a boys trip. We just gonna be chilling, hunting in the forest, camping. You know, you feel me? I'm sorry, baby. I'm gonna make things right. Knowing damn well he about to scheme up a little plan to fuck this little nigga Brandon up. The cop saw the little, signatures and shit, tied it up to Brandon, so he went to the crib with it, and guess what? His mom was still trying to protect and deny all the facts. After she denied the facts, she went up, was nosy again, snooping in his bedroom, and saw the drawings. The drawings of all the deaths that he committed, all the victims, and all the horrible ways which they died in. Then Brandon's dad, he got the gun, shot at that nigga, and of course that shit did not do nothing. That was a dumbass idea, bro. You should have known that this nigga was probably bulletproof. He hasn't bled before. He got super strength. If you put the math together, 2 + 2, you probably would have known that he is bulletproof. It ain't gonna take no mere bullets to kill him. Right there, that nigga's dead.
Oh, man.
He's running for his life. He's like, oh, fuck, I'm dead, ain't I? And yes, he was dead. Because that nigga got a Mortal Kombat fatality finish, too. He got the laser eye straight through his skull with it. His own father who raised him, which is crazy. God damn. His mom was calling like, honey, where's daddy at? Dad gone. Gone where? He gone. Then he crushed the phone and started fucking up the whole crib. Then his mom called the cops thinking that was going to actually do something. Then this nigga, the sheriff, arrived like he was finna do something. As soon as he got to the door, he got squished like a bug. Fatality on his ass. The woman cop, she had bravery. Even after seeing that crazy-ass murder, she still tried holding the fort down for the girl. But guess what? She had an even more gruesome death. At least the sheriff died quickly. Her, though, this nigga kept bashing her against the fucking roof, against all the walls of the house. Just straight fucking her ass the fuck up. Another fatality for my nigga Brandon. Tori was somehow able to escape the sight of Brandon, even though he got super speed and all of that. There was this scene where Brandon can literally see her walking towards the barn. Because, she got the idea to get the little metal piece from his ship in order to fuck him up. But I don't have no idea why Brandon let her just go straight to the barn. You know how he likes to always toy around with his victims. Maybe he's just toying around with her before he kills her, because he could have literally just easily killed her right there. Because I know for a fact he sees her right here. She somehow goes in there, goes to the ship, see Caitlin's dead mom with a whole circle in her fucking chest, grab a piece of the ship, go out there. To be honest, she should have stayed in there, knowing damn well the whole ship can really fuck him up. So one wrong turn and one wrong move, he could scar his fucking ass up trying to attack her with that ship around. But no, her dumb ass want to come out from near the ship.
Brandon! Where are you, baby?
When he finally caught up to her, when he should have been caught up to her when he seen her running, but when he caught up to her, she was talking all sweet to Brandon, basically saying she always has his back and she loved him and will continue to love him forever, and she knows there's some type of good inside of him. And even he was like, oh man, he was, soaking into all that shit. But then her dumbass take 5 years to wind her arm up, trying to stab this nigga with the metal from the ship. But of course, he caught that shit on the OD easy. He got super speed, so when you gonna wind up your arm taking 5 million years to stab him, he gonna easily stop that shit. And at that moment, she knew she fucked up. Brandon then proceeded to go into a whole Mortal Kombat Injustice fatality scene. He did a whole finisher move on his mom. And at that point, any shred of humanity in him is now gone. She let him down emotionally, so he let her down literally. Dropping from that distance is crazy. Like, then he went on Homelander timing and made a whole airplane crash so he could stage the house being fucked up on the airplane.
A passenger jet has crashed in the small town of Brightburn. There are believed to be no survivors.
To be honest, if I was legit, there's no staging that needs to be gone. You could literally fuck the world if you wanted to, you feel me? You know, no Brent Fayez, but you could literally fuck the world. No cap, like, ain't nobody fucking with you, and you don't gotta worry about nobody taking you down. But hey, if the government get a hold of that metal and they make a suit or some type of weapon against you, then yeah, it might be up. But you could literally fuck up he eating a cookie here after they find the scene, but he could literally fuck everybody up too. Destroy all of Earth for real. Ain't no need to stage. Maybe he just wanted to kill the plane for some reason, cause he just loved to terrorize niggas. Then in the credit scenes, we see superhero crash outs, a full Justice League of superhero crash outs, just like Brightburn. We got a crash out version of Wonder Woman. We got a crash out version of Aquaman. A crash out version of Martian Manhunter. A crash out version of Batman, who has his own movie that I never watched. His name is The Crimson Bolt. I might gotta check that out in the future. That's crazy that they have a connected universe. This movie was a solid movie. You know, a few people do dumb things here and there, but I guess that's every horror movie. People be doing dumb shit a lot. I know James Gunn didn't direct it or write it, but if James Gunn is connected to a project, then that shit is gonna hit. Simply as that, bro. I predict the DCU doing way better than the MCU in the future, bro. James Gunn is getting a lot of hate for no reason. It's just like Zack Snyder fans just getting mad that it's time to move on. The universe has failed. James Gunn has all the control now. So let James Gunn cook. They still caught up on that Superman shit. Like, move on, bruh. Move on. People already hating on the movie. People were hating on the dog that just came out because there was a Crypto. People were hating on Crypto already. People been hating on this movie before he even wrote the shit. Like, it's crazy how toxic DC fans got, bruh. Like, they don't even want to see their own universe succeed. It's crazy, bruh. Stop hating on that man, James Gunn. If his name is tied to it, it's going to be solid, at least. So, let that man, James Gunn, cook. It's crazy how he helped worked on this, and this was a Superman story, but now he working on the real thing now, and he going to shut all the haters up.